Have you ever looked at your bank account and seen a fee that was labeled under excessive withdrawal fee or something along those lines in your savings account? Well, that is from Regulation D. That is the federal law that regulates how often you can take your money out of your savings account. Now, this is a big pain in the butt to a lot of people that put their money at credit unions or at banks. Anywhere that holds deposit accounts has to follow this regulation. So I'm a personal banker, and I'm going to walk you through why this regulation was put in place in the first place, when it was put in place, what are some of the limitations that it sets on your withdrawals, what it allows you to do, and why the Fed also has removed it in the short term with everything that's going on in the economy right now. How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I never thought I'd see the day when something banking related was number 3 on trending. So banking is finally sexy. So banking is actually my day job. I work for a local bank. Federal Regulation D limits the amount of withdrawals, transfers, and some other things that you can do in 1 month, and that limit is 6. After that, if you do more transfers, it can be a bad thing for you in terms of people shutting down your account or you getting fees on your account. So some of the limits that it places on you are how many online transfers you can make, how many phone transfers you can make, automatic bill pay that comes out of your account, and then also overdrafts where it pulls from your savings account to pay the overdraft in your checking account. Now, there are some transactions that don't apply to that 6, and those are ATM withdrawals and deposits, and then also in-person withdrawals and deposits. This regulation was set up to regulate the amount of money that a bank had to have on hand, and this was set up in 2008. So that makes a lot of sense. It was a time of great turmoil, and they wanted to prevent people from making rash decisions and using their savings account like a checking account. So they put this regulation in. You can have 6 transfers, and then after that, what can happen is they either shut down your account if you exceed that, or they can put fees on you. So $15 fee, $5 fee, $10 fee, depends on the actual account that you have and where you have it, but they have the right, after you pass it by 1 transaction, to shut down your account. They can also convert it into a checking account. They have some different options in what they can do. So what the Fed has done is they have taken away this regulation, at least for the short term. They haven't really specified how long they were going to do this, but they have taken this away. Their reasoning behind this was that they wanted to allow people more freedom to take and use their money in the short term with everything that's going on in the economy. They don't want this to be a stressor on families and make it more difficult for them to take their money when they need it. So I think this is a very good thing that the Fed has done. There really is no need for this right now. We really need access to our money, and I think it's going to really help some people out so that they don't have to call up their banks when they get a $5 or $10 fee, or they realize, oh, my savings account was shut down and converted into a checking account. So this is going to help in the short term. We'll see how long they waive this regulation or whether they bring it back. But in the short term, this is very good for most people. Now, if they do bring it back, I do want to tell you there are some ways to avoid getting the fees, just some general principles that make it a lot easier not to pass those 6 limits. So the major one is to do banking in person. So if you can go into the bank and do transfers or get money out, do that. Now the other thing is, if you need to make a transfer online, make a larger one. I've seen some people that try to take out $5 at a time, $10 at a time, and they do this 30 times in a month. The savings accounts aren't meant to be used like checking accounts, and that's the whole point of this regulation. So if you need to do a large withdrawal, do the large withdrawal instead of a lot of little transactions along the way. One other thing you can do is, if you have bill pay, connect it to your checking account instead of your savings account. Every time that there's an automatic bill pay that comes out of there, it triggers this regulation and tallies one of the 6 for you for the month. I want to thank you all for watching. If you like this kind of thing, please subscribe and like the video. It really does help out the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.